Mark tickets as spam in Zendesk. You know how you become the target of some weird spamming service? It certainly happened to me as a non-commercial Zendesk. So I have a Zendesk account that is meant for mostly testing, and we use it for client communication as well, but not to the extent or to the fame that some big brands do. So I imagine big brands have the problem of constantly being spammed with, I don't know what kind of requests. Well, in this video, we're going to take care of that. We're going to take care of it very elegantly using the API. We're going to use triggers, and we're going to use webhooks. So let's go. By the way, my name is Dominic and I'm a customer experience enthusiast. I've been doing it for 15 years. I've been 11 years as Zendesk consultant. And today's video inspiration comes from Thomas Verschoren. As a serendipitous moment, I have the same problem as he's having, and we're just going to fix it. So step number one, we're going to identify these tickets. So let's go into one. They're using the web widget. I'm just going to click it. I'm guessing it's Chinese characters, but I don't know that very well. So this is what the ticket looks like. And mostly all of the subject lines look something like this. And if you take a closer look, you can see that this is the customer. So this is the end user. And you can also see that you have the organization here, QQ. So if you look closely, you see that the email is a number and follow that at qq.com. Now, if you don't know, in Zendesk, you can create organizations, and it's a way for you to group your customers, and you can also add a domain identification for that organization. So meaning, if you have an organization at QQ, in this case, .com, all emails coming from at qq.com will be put in the same bucket. So we're just going to put this all in the same bucket, and we're going to say that this bucket is no good. So let's go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to create QQ because I already have the quick command here from Zendesk, which is great. Boom. And then the domain is qq.com. Yes, please add. Okay, so we've identified one of the tickets, and you'll have to take my word for it that most of these things are coming from the same organization. As you can see, if I go on the end user name and I see it's at QQ, perfect, we've identified this bucket. Now, second step is we go and create a webhook. So we're going to navigate to Thomas's blog article. So identifying the ticket. Step one, yes, sir, we've done it. And I see he has the same problem. QQ. QQ, guys, what are you up to? What are you even doing here? So we go to the admin center and then to apps and integrations, and we go to webhooks. And then we're going to add a webhook, which is this. So we're going to copy it directly from now. Good. So I'm going to go to Zendesk, and then I will navigate to the admin center. Now we go to apps and integrations, and then we go to webhooks here, and then we create a webhook. I have quite a few. And in here, we're going to select trigger or automation, and then we're going to click next. So the name, we're going to say Mark as spam QQ tickets. No description necessary. And in the endpoint, we're going to paste the URL from Thomas's blog. And in the subdomain, we're just going to add our own. So for us, it's con/DominicCX. I just wonder how people get these things, how they get my domain. And these videos are exactly how they get it. Whatever, it is what it is, but we can make some content for you. In the request method, I select put. For the request format, we're going to have JSON, and we're going to have the basic authentication. So the user, I'm going to blur out the screen, and I'm going to put my email address because I don't want the spammers to get that too. So, password. I'm just going to create the webhook. Okay, this has now been created. Step number 3 is to create a trigger to activate this webhook. So we're going to go into objects and rules, and we're going to go to triggers, and we're going to create a trigger. I'm going to call it the same. I'm going to say Mark QQ tickets as spam. Category, initial category. As a best practice, add this to the top of your list because there is a delay in the webhook and how it activates because it calls the API, it goes to space, it comes back, and it takes a while. So the idea is to put the trigger at the top of the list because, as you know, or if you don't, triggers run from top to bottom. So from the very first to the very last, that's how they run. So if you put it at the very bottom, the tickets will come into the system and the agents will still see it in the views until the triggers run and the API works, goes to space, comes back. So you want to eliminate that. So add this trigger to the very top because it's very important to eliminate spam before you present tickets to agents. So I'm going to say conditions. Ticket is created. Ticket is created. And I'm going to say organization is QQ. And I'm going to say actions, webhook. And then I'm going to select the mark as spam QQ tickets. I selected my webhook that I just created. And now I just leave the JSON body as it is. I don't modify anything. What I can do is I could potentially do this and this. So I can be able to create it. And I do create it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reorder my tickets. And I'm going to take this tag that I just created, which I said I needed at the top, save it, and that's it. I have it at the top, and that's it. Now my tickets coming from this organization are going to be marked as spam. In me making this video, the culprits are going to probably change the organization or the domain that they send these spams from, and I'm going to have to do it all over again. But yeah, what can you do? This is the basics of running a company. You run into these things, and they're unavoidable at some point, and you just have to make the best of it. And you have to keep your Zendesk tidy, and this is one of the things that you have to do. So you need somebody to take a look at these things for you. Now, if you go into Zendesk and you go into suspended tickets or deleted tickets, you'll see that there is a bunch of these things. You will identify these tickets that are being marked as spam, and if you do find some that are not belonging here, you can take them out and mark them as not spam. Anyway, I hope this brought you value, and I will see you in the next one. And if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I'd be really grateful. Thank you so much. Bye.